Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. Back at y'all with another live. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some things that we currently need to discuss going on in the boxing world. We're going to talk about Devin Haney telling Regis Prograis to retire, the Ring Magazine 140-pound rankings, and we're going to open the panel up for some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building so far. If y'all can hit the like button as soon as y'all come in to get the algorithm on the up, that'd be very much appreciated, man. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob, man. We really been out here, putting in that work. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's got memberships with the channel. Shout out to everybody that's, new, subscribing to the channel. You feel what I'm saying? And those of y'all who've been liking and sharing the videos has been going a long way. So thank you very much. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the comments so far. My boy Thomas Wright said, Greg said we on Karen. As soon as he wake up, he got nowhere to go. Is he referring to a Boots opponent? I actually didn't hear that. He must have just said that recently. Coffee Plant said, Mazuma Mob, if you ain't messing with it, you get clipped in your jaw. That's the absolute fact, my brother. Shout out to the boy Coffee Plant for showing love. You feel what I'm saying? Blunt Spores, what up? Teach, what up? Coffee Plant, yeah, that was my girl. She be tripping with the light switch, cuz. Agent 007, one of the members of the channel. What's going on, my brother? NL, what's going on? What's going on, man? Let's hit the like button as soon as we come in. You know what I mean? Let's let the people know that Mazuma TV is live, because you already know they're not sending out the post notifications. You feel me? You already know YouTube be playing with me. You know what I mean? Holding back the channel. You know what I mean? Not sending out the notifications. So, you know what I mean? Come through. You feel what I mean? And let's talk this boxing, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to talk about, we're going to have some good conversations today. He was talking about Boots' opponent. Yeah, I figured that. That's the only Karen that I know. So, you know what I mean? That's actually like boxing related, of course. So that's what he had to be talking about. But yeah, man, Boots definitely going, he definitely learned from that first fight with Karen. And some real shit, man, I think that this one going to get ugly, bro. I think there's going to be a real ugly fight for Karen. You feel what I'm saying? Because Boo's going to come in with a totally different mentality, not looking for the knockout, just setting up his shots. And Karen going to take a beating, bro. You know what I mean? Boo's on a whole different mode right now. You know what I mean? And Karen, I mean, he did his best impression of a boxer, and it didn't work. You feel what I'm saying? It definitely didn't work. So, you know what I mean? He's going to have to try to pull something else out the bag. You know what I mean? But even, if he goes a different route where he starts to walk towards Boots, it could be a short night. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't really see what Karen could do that could, derail Boots, or I don't see any major adjustments. I really thought his best bet was, attempting to box Boots. You feel what I'm saying? He attempted to do so. It did not work. He did not win a single round. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Karen approaches this fight. Is he going to buckle down and he try to push Boots back? It's going to be real interesting to see. You know what I'm saying? Because, Boots to this point, he pretty much been walking everybody down and beating them up. You feel what I'm saying? Even with guys who, were aggressors like Romain Villa. You feel what I'm saying? He was able to get Romain Villa on the back foot. And, Romain was, you could tell he was uncomfortable with that. And, that's a big, strong welterweight. You know what I mean? Romain Villa was. So, I don't know exactly what Karen is going to be able to pull out the bag, but regardless, I just think that it ain't going to be enough. You feel what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. You feel what I'm saying? I put out a video earlier today just talking about, Gervonta Davis, pretty much attempting to shut down the rumors in terms of, his fight being canceled. He said that that's not what it is. The fight is still on. It's still going down in Houston. And you know what I'm saying? He not really tripping about it based off of the words that he been saying. So, there's been multiple reports by multiple people saying how the fight might get pushed back, that they having a disagreement with money. But Boots is saying that the show was still on. But there's a lot of people that's still doubting. Actually, while I was at work earlier today, I have received a call. I'm not going to say by who. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody from YouTube or nothing like that. But, I received a call from this person who, is locked in with some PBC representatives. And he said that there's a strong likelihood, despite what Tank said, that this fight will get pushed back between him and Lamont Roach. You feel what I'm saying? They also mentioned that Gervonta Davis isn't even in camp right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like right now, at this present moment, Gervonta Davis is not in camp. You know what I'm saying? So if he's fighting, when was that? December. Let's look this up, because I believe it's still on BoxRec, but let's see right here. So if he's fighting in December. If he's fighting on December 14th, You feel what I'm saying? And he's not at camp at this point. We could just pull up the calendar in all honesty. Uh, how much time would that necessarily give him? Today's Tuesday, 1, let me see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll get him like 6 weeks. You know what I mean? That's cutting it kind of close. You feel what I'm saying? To be having these types of rumors when you're only 6 weeks away from the fight, that is kind of cutting it close. And from what I heard, there's been fighters who are supposed to be on the card that's not even really training all like that. Oh, you said it's like 8 weeks away. Well, I just checked the calendar. It's 6 weeks and some change. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, it's basically the beginning of November right now. Absolutely. Shout out to J Cash that's in the building. Shout out to Ralph as well. I mean, I ain't miss you. I see you. I see you in the building, champ. But shout out to everybody that's hitting the likes, man. I definitely see the likes going up, man. I appreciate that very much. But according to what I've been told by people who have close connections with PBC, mind you, it's the same person that told me that Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman was going to fight. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of information that actually stood up to be solid with this specific source. You feel what I'm saying? And according to the sources, there's been multiple people that have reached out to him personally and told him that it was a strong likelihood that this fight was going to get pushed back. Not only from, people who represent PBC, but fighters that are supposed to be on the card. You feel what I'm saying? And in reality, that fight might get pushed back to January. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say who it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not nobody from YouTube or anything of that nature. You know what I mean? It's somebody who just playing the cut. You know what I mean? He gave me a lot of information. I never really exposed too much of the information I got until, it came out publicly. But, it sounds like Gervonta's not going to be fighting until January, people. So don't be surprised if, and if you peep what Gervonta Davis said in the tweet, he didn't clarify that he was still fighting on that specific date, December 14th. He just said that it's still on and it's still going to be happening in Houston. But he did not clarify if that fight was going to happen on December 14th. He did not confirm that this fight was going to happen on that specific date. You know what I mean? He just said that, the fight is still on, it's still moving. So, you know what I mean? That's what's going on currently, man. So we just going to have to wait and see. I could be right. I could be wrong. But, this source that I got, 95% of the time is correct. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's people that's supposed to be fighting on this card that's not even consistent at the gym at this point in time. You feel what I'm saying? They said that Boots not even really, not Boots, I'm sorry. Boots fighting. He fighting in like 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. A little less than 2 weeks. But, they said Gervonta Davis not even really in camp right now. Shout out to Old School 868. And, there's people that's supposed to be on the card. I'm not going to say no names. Well, there's been, I'm not going to say no names. But people that's on the undercard, they saying how, they pretty much got the impression that the fight is going to get pushed back because they're not consistent in the gym neither. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. What can I say, man? That's just what I was told, but the situation will become a reality. I mean, it'll be revealed in due time. That's what I'm trying to say. You feel me? Boo, Thomas Wright said Boo should be the co-main on the Tank Lamont card. I don't know, man. I feel like at this point in time, how the way he's selling tickets at Philadelphia and shit like that, I feel like Eddie Hearn gonna be in a situation where he just gonna continue to rinse and repeat. If Boost is going to be generating these type of numbers and having 1 million plus, in live gates, then Eddie Hearn, the smart thing for him to do is just to continue doing that. You know what I'm saying? Keep putting him in the Wells Fargo till it becomes a habitual thing. You know what I mean? Why does Boost need to go anywhere? If he's the A side and it's not like that significant of a fight, just keep bringing him to Philly. You know what I mean? Keep bringing him to Philly. Keep just make it like a traditional thing for Boost to fight in the Wells Fargo, man. That's if you keep that consistent, that's definitely going to get the Philadelphians more in tune and be more excited about, coming to see him fight. You feel what I'm saying? When Boost fought the first time, there was some people that went, and then there was some people that was mad that they didn't go. So they was like, yo, when he fight again, I'm going to go. And best believe, once they heard that he was fighting in November, they went and grabbed their ticket right away. You know what I'm saying? And based off of like the numbers and, what's been going on, based off of what's been going on, they believe, based off of like the information they've been gathering, that this fight is gonna do bigger numbers than the fight with David Evanesian. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, plus Boost is under Matchroom. Yeah, he has a partnership with Matchroom for sure. Sutter Kane 2, DJ Bless. Sutter Kane the second, I believe. Peace, my brother. I love the show and consistency. Listen to this show almost, I think you meant to say every night. Yeah, man, shout out to Sutter, man. I appreciate that very much. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who, and I believe you reached out to me on Instagram. I don't know if that was you. And then we chopped it up for a little bit, man. Shout out to you. You feel what I'm saying? I'll be having some people that don't be in the comments, but they be showing a lot of love on social media. You feel what I'm saying? Saying how they rock with the show and how they be tuned in all the time. I appreciate that very much. You know what I mean? Just make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Yeah, that was you? Yeah, I remember you, champ. Salute. Coffee Plant said, "Are you going?" is the question. I'm not too sure, man. I applied for a media credential. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if my platform is big enough, honestly, to get that opportunity. You feel what I mean? So we just gonna have to wait to see. I'm just pretty much waiting for an email at this point in time. Let me see exactly when that fight. He fights in 2 weeks, right? So if he fights in 2 weeks. Boom. I do have my son on that. No, wait. He's fighting November 9th, right? He's fighting November 9th. Based off the schedule that I got with my son, I do have him that weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fan of like having my son stay over people's houses or anything like that. I like to come home to my son or, at least go places with my son. That's, end the night with my son. You know what I'm saying? It is November 9th. So, most likely I'll have my son. But regardless, I'll be tuned in. I've been to so many live fights, y'all, that it's like, I would love to be there. You feel what I mean? I would love to be there. But at the same time, I wouldn't be tripping if I watched it, like, on TV. You know what I mean? I'd experienced both sides. I done been to some big fights. I done been, it's nothing really for me. Yo, Thomas, I don't know if you ever been to like a live fight, bro, but that experience is amazing, bro. When you got a bunch of boxing fans in one place and the atmosphere be electric, it's almost addicting. There's people that even with amateur shows and shit like that, like I'll invite some homies over to come watch the fights. They get a ticket or whatever the case is, and they see how lit the atmosphere is, and they like, yo, bro, you gotta let me know the next time. And then they start bringing people. Like it's a dope thing to experience. I don't know, yo, Thomas, if you ever get the opportunity, man, come to some local fights in Philly, bro. You know what I mean? Come to the 2300 Arena, go watch them fights, bro. Them fights be so action-packed, bro. You know what I mean? You could come, you could bring a homie with you, a girl with you, whatever the case is. I don't know if drinking is your thing. You can grab you a little beer. You know what I mean? Sit down, watch the fights. I'm trying to tell you, there's so much phenomenal talent in Philadelphia. That you know what I mean, you would genuinely enjoy yourself just watching a fight. You feel what I'm saying? And I know you're a little bit far out, so you know what I mean. You could get you a little hotel for the night or whatever, and just leave in the morning because most likely the fights end at like 10:30, 11. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it is, bro, you grab you a little soda, drink, whatever the case is, get you some food. I mean, everybody like food. You can sit down, watch the fights, and bro, it'd be some sensational knockouts that go down in the arena, man. Great performances. Philly is so stacked with talent, bro. I'm surprised like promoters don't really come over here and be scouting fighters, bro. Like Philadelphia is like a gold mine for potential, dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like our pro pedigree in Philadelphia, bro, is different. He said, "F a hotel, I'll just sleep in my car." Oh shit, that's a crazy white boy right there. That's not something you want to do in Philly, though, bro. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that in Philly. I don't think you should sleep in your car in Philly, bro. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? If you ever, for those of y'all, I got 16 people watching right now. I hope y'all hitting the like button. Take the time to come out, as a boxing fan. Y'all tuned in and y'all watching me talk about boxing. I'm sure y'all boxing fans. Go get you a ticket to a local fight show, bro. It ain't even gotta be nobody big. Just sit down and watch, bro. It's an incredible atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? especially in Philadelphia, shit be getting lit. You might see a fight outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like it all depends. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is, I done been to a lot of fights. You know what I mean? And I done been to, I probably done been to more Boots fights than a lot of people have. You know what I'm saying? I watched this whole come up, bro. Like we fought on the same cards and all. So I would like to be there, but considering I had my son, that overthrows everything. You feel me? Now, if this was on the third weekend, if he was fighting on the 16th, I might have just popped up because I don't have him the third weekend of every month. I don't have him on the third weekend, but you know, but I'll still be supporting, and it's gonna work out anyway. Cause I'm gonna do live fight commentary right here in the crib. I mean, have that shit on the TV. You already know I'm buying it. You know what I mean? Because we supporting Philly, we supporting Boost, one of my favorite fighters. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be tapped in with y'all the whole time. You feel what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna give you guys my post fight reaction after the fact, just like I did with Boots and Evanesia. You feel me? So I would love to be there, but like I said, man, my son takes priority over all this other shit, man. That's just how my schedule will go right now. Maybe when he gets older, things will change a little bit, but my son is in I like to keep my son under a certain schedule. I don't like to have him staying up later than he has to, or him, I don't really like nobody, besides my mom, I don't really, I'm like my sisters, I want to have nobody watch my son. You feel me? I don't even play like that. So, it is what it is. I might have some people come over. I might. And plus, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I don't really like spending money on myself, man. Like I spend my money on my son, my girl, whatever the case is. But besides that, you know what I mean? I don't really like spending money on myself. You said I was wild when I did the fight commentary, Boots and Evanesia. It was niggas telling me that I was drunk, and I was like, nigga, never been drunk in my life. That's on everything. I never been drunk in my life. I done taste liquor before to see how it tastes, but never heavily indulged in liquor. I've never even been tipsy. So that shit just be funny to me. Save my money, yeah, bro. I be penny pinching with myself, bro. I gotta learn how to, treat myself sometimes. You feel what I'm saying? I just be scared to spend money because be like, damn, what if I need it for this? What if I need it for that? Like, I'll be bitching, bro. I don't know. That's just a bad habit I got. I mean, it got its pros and its cons. You feel me? The cons is like I'm missing out on some experiences. The good thing is the rent gonna be paid. You feel me? Especially when you pay it for everything by yourself. It's like you never know. Especially when you got your own little business and you know what I mean, you getting your little dollars. Like I don't make no money off YouTube. How often do I get a super chat? You feel what I'm saying? I don't really be getting super chats all like that. My videos don't do no crazy numbers, so it's not like I'm getting crazy payouts. There be months where I don't even receive a check from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You already know, like, I ain't really stressing about the paper. You know what I mean? I'm very successful with what I do outside of YouTube. But, you know what I mean? I don't know. Just got a bad habit. These kids in the neighborhood worried about buying designer. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these niggas be wearing fake designer too, though, man. Like, you can see like replicas of like Hellstar and all these different clothing lines, bro. Like you couldn't even tell the difference. You know what I mean? And that Hellstar, I think that's just called Hellstar. They be having like $120 shirts, $100 shirts. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they be having like replicas that nobody will even tell for 20, $30. You feel what I'm saying? Chrome Heart. Yeah, niggas, bro, I'm trying to tell you. Niggas really be wearing the fake shit around here and they be flaunting like that shit be real. I don't know. That shit remind me of Ocho Cinco. He said that he be getting his earrings from Claire's. And because he rich, they be thinking that his earrings are real. You feel what I mean? But I definitely don't wear no fake shit, but I'm not really too big on designer anyway. I got no problem, putting a nice little outfit together and shit like that, but you know what I mean? I might have an essentials hoodie, but I ain't buy that. That was a gift. You feel what I mean? If it was up to me, I'd wear a track suit every time. You know what I mean? I got some nice sneakers and shit like that, but I mean, I ain't too big on the material shit. But anyways, let's get into let's get into the real boxing talk, man. We 20 minutes in right now, man. Y'all hit the like button. I appreciate it very much. Let's talk about Devin Haney. You feel what I'm saying? He's been a topic of discussion lately, man. He's been more vocal, since the controversial fight with Ryan Garcia. And he looking for smoke. You feel what I mean? I don't know if it's exactly some of the plans for him to fight at the end of this year. Because like I said, 2024 is wrapping up pretty soon. I don't know if that's still in the discussions. I don't know if he's going to come back early 2025. I don't know exactly what Devin Haney has planned, but it seemed like he was trying to come back later this year. With the Tiafimo fight that he was, that was put on the table for him. He's talking about how he'll fight Jack Catterall. It's a lot of things that Devin Haney has on his mind. Has even contemplated fighting, Barrios at 47. You feel what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that, Devin Haney could get into in all honesty. But, Regis Prograis just came off of a loss against Jack Catterall. And, Regis Prograis was insinuating, retiring. You know what I'm saying? Was insinuating retiring and how, he pretty much can't keep up with the 12 rounds anymore. And, he might transition on to bare knuckle. And, I was thinking initially that Regis Prograis was in his feelings. And, they always say, don't make no decisions while you're in your emotional or in an emotional state of mind. You feel what I'm saying? Regis Prograis seemed to do that. And, within 48 hours, he was talking about how he's not retired and how he's going to be world champion again. Just seeing an interview with him when he was talking about moving up to 47. So I'm like, Regis, you think you're going to move up to 47 at the age that you're at and win a world title? Against who, nigga? Against who? Who are you going to beat at welterweight? You cannot beat any of those champions, bro. I don't even know if you would beat Brian Norman, bro. You're not beating Stanionis. You know what I'm saying? You're not beating Barrios. You're not beating Boots. We don't even need to talk about that, bro. We don't even got to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Some shit just, was understood, don't need to be explained. You feel me? So I don't know exactly what Regis is talking about, but, it seems like he's changed his mind. He said that he's not retiring right now. And he's actually said that he doubled down and said that he's going to be world champ again. Now, Devin Haney, he's pretty much been critical of Regis' Prograis since losing to Catterall because he feel like, Regis isn't being respectful towards him. And I think Regis got a little bit of hate in his blood. I think he a little bit bitter with Devin Haney and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Saying how Jack Catterall is the best fighter he's ever faced. And, then goes on an interview and says that Devin Haney has more tools than Jack Catterall. So it's like you would pretty much admitting that Devin Haney is more skilled than Jack Catterall. Clearly, Devin Haney beat you easier than Jack Catterall did, but somehow, some way, Catterall is better than Devin Haney? I don't understand that. I really don't understand that. How can you say somebody has more tools, aka more skill? You know what I mean? You got dominated and cooked against Devin Haney. You got shut out on the scorecards. You actually knocked Jack Catterall down, and the judges gave you a couple rounds. But somehow, some way, Jack Catterall is better than Devin Haney. Y'all got to make that shit make sense, man. So I didn't really understand where Regis was coming from there, man. It just seemed like he was shucking and jiving for real, tap dancing for the white man. That's just how I perceived the shit. You know what I mean? There was nigga calling him, they call him Rougarou and shit. That's his nickname. They was calling him Jigaboo. Like, they was drawing, bro. They was cooking him in the comments. And I understood where they was coming from, but regardless, Devin Haney came out and responded to Regis Prograis' statement saying how he's not going to retire. He like, Regis, bro, you need to retire. You know what I'm saying? Now, I had somebody reach out to me and said what I thought about it. In all honesty, man, I genuinely feel like you can't tell somebody when to retire. You can tell somebody when to retire, but you cannot force a fighter to retire. I just heard Roy Jones say the other day on Andre Ward's show that a fighter never truly retires. It's almost like a rapper. You feel what I'm saying? Like rappers, do you ever really retire from rapping? Do you ever really retire from making music? Somehow, some way, you keep getting pulled back into the studio. Jay-Z done said how many times that he retired, he keep coming back. I seen Ice Cube I think he about to put out an album soon. The nigga been rapping since what? I don't even know what time frame that was when him and NWA was out here snapping. You feel what I'm saying? You know, LL Cool J still making music. Like, you know, you feel what I'm saying? So you can't honestly make nobody retire. But do I feel like Regis Prograis needs to retire? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, you know, Regis Prograis looks like a shell of himself. You know what I'm saying? I think he looks like a shell of himself, and I think he's only gonna start to deteriorate more as he continues boxing. That's usually what happens. You know, you get the little small signs at first, and then you just continue. That window continues to close faster and faster and faster, and before you know it, you know what I'm saying? You're nothing like yourself anymore. Now, Regis still has some ability. You know what I mean? He's not all the way done yet, but that gas tank is definitely on E. And you know, if he keeps on, you know, trying to, you know, stud up on niggas' blocks and you know keep stepping in the ring with these young hungry lions, it's gonna get to the point where, you know what I mean, he ain't gonna have nothing left in the tank. He not gonna be able to turn that motherfucking engine on. You feel what I'm saying? That shit gonna be left in the dust. You know what I mean? You know, he gonna keep trying to get that shit to turn over, get that engine to turn over, and it just ain't gonna be there. He gonna get himself seriously hurt. You feel what I mean? So I actually agree with Devin Haney. I do feel like Regis should retire. But you know, just like a lot of these dudes, they feel like, you know, they come up with uh delusional reasons as to why they lost fights. You know, if you peep a lot of these fighters, they'll never just admit that they're just old and, you know, out of their prime. You feel what I mean? They always be like, oh, it was because, you know, I wasn't really focused this camp. Oh, it was because, you know, I had an ankle injury. Oh, it was because, I just couldn't get up for this fight. No, nigga. That's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? What it is that you're no longer who you used to be. You're no longer at your peak. You are now on the decline. And it's going to show itself every time. That's the thing about boxing, y'all. Boxing will expose you every time. Boxing will expose if you train hard. Boxing will expose if you got good sparring. Boxing will expose if you had sex. If you was having sex during camp, it's going to expose whether you've been drinking too much. It's going to expose everything you do, the good and the bad. If you trained your ass off, it's going to show in the ring. You know what I mean? If you didn't cut any corners, it's going to show in the ring. You know, if you soft mentally, it's gonna show in the ring. With Regis Prograis, it showed in the ring. He's no longer himself. And if you were once a world championship level fighter, you know what I'm saying, and you no longer are able to beat these elite guys, I feel like that's when you should walk away. I feel like that's when you should walk away, y'all. That's just me personally. That's just what I think. You know, if you can no longer perform at a high level, then, you know, what's the point? You just going to turn into a gatekeeper, and then your legacy will continue to just pile up stains that you honestly don't need. You know, Regis, I'm sure he done made a lot of money throughout his career. He's been on top of the 140-pound division, or at least relevant at the 140-pound division for a good amount of time now. He's been in some big fights. You know, fought Josh Taylor. That was a huge fight. He fought Devin Haney. That was a huge fight. You know, San Francisco was definitely popping. You know, he said they had like 14,000 people in the arena. That's a good job. You know, he don't won multiple world titles. You know, he signed with Eddie Hearn. He said he got compensated well with Eddie Hearn. So it's not like a money issue. He's not having a money issue. So with that being known, it's like, bro, you know what I mean? Maintain your faculties. Get the fuck out the way before these young dudes really do something to fuck your life up. You know what I mean? It happens with a lot of these dudes, man. Like Zab Judah. You know, Zab Judah stood in the game too long, and all of a sudden he needed to have emergency brain surgery. And by the grace of God, you know what I mean? He's able to live to tell about that situation. You know what I mean? You gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them, y'all. You gotta know when. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my opinion. You feel what I mean? I agree with Devin Haney and his assessment that Regis needs to retire. But if Regis continues to box, you know what I mean? He's going to continue to be criticized. You know, he's going to continue to lose, especially if he's fighting at a high level, and you know he's going to continue to accumulate damage. It is what it is, man. One of the hardest things for boxers to do, just based off of history, is retire. You know what I mean? They don't ever want to face the reality that they no longer have it or that they're no longer passionate about boxing. At least Mikey Garcia threw it away. Like when he lost to Sandor Martin, he was like, man, you know what I mean? Like I just don't want to do this no more. Like, I don't really look forward to training. It's not fun no more. And he walked away. You feel what I mean? And Mikey Garcia is doing well from what I see. He still, he did some good things with his money. He still gives back to boxing, but in terms of training for a fight, that's not something that he looks forward to doing anymore. But at least he was, honest with himself and knowing that he no longer had it, so he didn't feel the need to no longer continue. Regis got no toolbox. Look, man, Regis, he's a good puncher. You know what I'm saying? He had a good killer instinct in the times where he was at his peak, but those things deteriorated with age, and that's normal, bro. Father Time is undefeated. You stay in the game too long, like Bernard Hopkins did. Like he looked like he was defeating Father Time, and then one day he just got in there and just looked old. You feel what I'm saying? These things can happen. Let me get something to drink real quick, y'all. He said, I'm not even that tall. That's funny. Don't get me started, man. I don't like that shit. I'm 5'9", man. That ain't tall for y'all, man. It's okay. It's all right, man. We don't need to keep talking about it. That Joe Smith fight was a bad look for B-Hop. Absolutely. But, B-Hop, being the competitive person that he is, B-Hop done proved people wrong so many times throughout his career. With the Tito Trinidad fight, with the Oscar De La Hoya fight, with the Kelly Pavlik fight, with the Antonio Tarver fight. He was just in this mind frame where he, based off of his history, that he could do shit that he was calling himself the alien and all. He really felt like he was a different species. You feel what I'm saying? Like he was 49 years old, boxing niggas, like cooking niggas. You feel me? Young dudes. So, Bernard Hopkins, he came off, he fought Kovalev, he got beat up, then he took a long layoff, right? And this was the crusher, you know what I'm saying? So he had no business being in there with Kovalev, but it is what it is. Then he took a long layoff, and then based off that long layoff, he goes and he fights Joe Smith. A dangerous motherfucker at 175, bro. But with B-Hop's track record, he was like, man, I done beat niggas that was levels above Joe Smith, which was true. But what Hopkins did, what Hopkins failed to realize until, he lost and fell out that ring was he wasn't that person that, who was once able to defy the odds. You know what I mean? When you a shell of yourself, there's only so much you could do. You said Bud dancing with Michaela Mayer right now. Where the fuck at? Where he doing that at? Oh, all right. They in Puerto Rico? What's she doing in Puerto Rico? Oh, Nonito Donaire and Rachel Donaire. Damn, Nonito in his bag. Nonito look like he enjoying himself, man. Shout out to Nonito, man. So, okay, it was the WBO convention. Oh shit, Bud looked like he out here bunny hopping, man. I'm gonna send that nigga to Doctor. Yeah, I'm gonna send Dr. Umar that link, cuz. I'm gonna send Dr. Umar that link. He wildin'. He definitely wildin'. What's up with him? Get that nigga some medicine. He said Bud trying to holler. I think Michaela fuck with like some NFL kicker or some shit like that. Yeah, I mean, she locked down with this NFL player. He said he out here bunny hopping on his Meek Mill. That's crazy. Yours truly said B Hop one of the biggest PED cheats in boxing history. What makes you say that, my brother? Did he fail a drug test? I never heard that. What's yours truly? What you talking about, man? Don't be out here just promoting shit with no evidence, my nigga. We don't do none of that. You know what I mean? I've had my suspicions about fighters using PEDs, but I never put that out because I don't got nothing to prove that shit. You know what I'm saying? T says, so speaking of what you said about B-Hop, do you judge a boxer from the initial, prime, or end of their career? T, that's a great question. I feel like what people remember most, especially if they are like all-time greats, it seems like, and this is like the general thing that people do. It seems like people tend to remember their prime more than anything. When people talk about Sugar Ray Leonard, of course they bringing up the Marvin Hagler fight, they're bringing up the Tommy Hearns fight, they're talking about the Wilfred Benitez fights, but nobody really talks about when Sugar Ray Leonard got fried by Hector Camacho. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew that wasn't him. When you talk about Mike Tyson, a lot of people seem to dwell on his prime days. You feel what I'm saying? And when he became the youngest heavyweight champion of the world, and when he knocked out Marvis Frazier, and when he knocked out Larry Holmes, and you know what I'm saying? A lot of people seem to judge boxers based off of their highest moments. You know what I'm saying? Unless the end of their career really outweighed what they did in their prime. I feel like people tend to judge boxers from what they did when they were at their peak. You feel what I'm saying? Like Roy Jones, when he beat James Toney, when he beat B-Hop, people remember that. When he beat Antonio Tarver, when he was beat John Ruiz and all these other dudes, you don't ever really talk about, Roy Jones getting knocked out by Enzo Macronelli. Like you don't remember. A lot of niggas don't remember shit like that. Mike Tyson, you remember him, like I said, knocking out Larry Holmes and becoming the youngest heavyweight champion of the world, and just being this ferocious monster. You don't really talk about him getting stopped, by bums late in his career. You know what I'm saying? B-Hop tested positive for a fight. Okay, let's check it out. I don't see anything about that, brother. I see a Boxing News 24 forum where they talk about how B-Hop could have possibly been taking steroids. I seen John Pascal say that B-Hop should take blood tests and shit like that. But in terms of me seeing any type of anything that says that he actually failed a drug test, you know what I mean? You speculating, brother. You ain't got no facts behind what you saying. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not gonna talk facts on here, you shouldn't comment at all. You know what I mean? We don't push some type of narratives if they ain't nothing, solid to back it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I come on here and be like, oh, Pacquiao was on steroids. I might suspect that. I might have thought that at one point in time, but has Manny Pacquiao ever failed a drug test? No. So like that's how we move over here. It's innocent until proven guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like if it ain't no evidence in front of us that could really pinpoint and call somebody a drug cheat, then we not gonna do that on here. We don't do that on this platform. You feel what I'm saying? You can go do that somewhere else. We don't do that shit here though. You feel me? We definitely don't do that over here. Especially an all-time great like Hopkins, though. That's one of the greatest to ever box, to ever lace a pair of gloves. Man, we don't do that. Now, if you talking James Toney, you talking like them dudes, I mean, who had, Fernando Vargas and all. All right. You know what I'm saying? Tay said, I tested positive for banned substances and I ain't a fighter. What you talking about? Like a what you talking about? Like a drug test for a job? James Toney popped before. I think didn't Roy pop before? Yeah, Roy Jones failed the drug test too. Yeah, yours truly be the one that be saying that faggot shit on my comments. For sure. You know what I mean? But all right, man. This is what I wanted to. This is what I really want. Dillian White popped. Yeah, exactly. But Roy Jones failed a drug test. He had like, I think he had like elevated levels of testosterone when he fought like what was it, Richard Hall or some shit like that. It was something Hall. Richard, I think it was Richard. Yeah, but let's pull this up, man. Let's pull this up real quick. Shout out to Michael Benson for keeping me informed of what's going on in the boxing world. Let's see. And according to Michael Benson, Ring Magazine have released their rankings for the top 140-pound fighters in the world. You feel what I'm saying? And this is the list. So I'm going to share this list right here with you guys, and I want to know what you guys think about this. Because I know we be highly critical of Teofimo Lopez and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is the list that came out. Shout out to Michael Benson. He said, updated Ring Magazine super lightweight rankings. The King, Teofimo Lopez. Number 1, Devin Haney. 2, Jack Catterall. 3, Jose Ramirez. 4, Leon Paro. Number 5, Albert Puello. Number 6, Subriel Matias. Number 7, Josh Taylor. 8, Andy Hiroka. I hope I said it right. My apologies to Andy. Number 9, Richardson Hitchens. Number 10, Jose Venezuela, other known as Rayo. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I want to know exactly what you think because there's something that I feel like is dramatically wrong right here. And I think is a tad disrespectful, but I want to see if you guys are able to point it out. I want to see what you guys, I want to see what, there you go. There you go. That's the first thing that popped in my mind, Ralph. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that popped in my mind. How the fuck is Jose Venezuela barely breaking, like barely getting on the top 10? Number 10, bro? He's a world champion. He's a world champion. Richardson Hitchens is above him. Richardson Hitchens, who's more skilled? That's a different discussion. But, in terms of like, you talking about rankings, bro. Like, what have you done in the division? Come on, dog. It's no question. Richardson Hitchens is above Rayo. And Josh Taylor is above Rayo. Subriel. And I ain't trying to disrespect Subriel. Y'all know I fuck with Subriel heavy, but he's coming off a loss his last fight. Rayo Venezuela is coming off of a upset victory against Isaac Cruz, who's a champion in the division, after knocking Rolly the fuck out. Jose Ramirez above Leon Paro? Come on, dog. All the champions aren't on top. I mean, Yeah, I mean, I could see that with this list right here, but you know what I mean? Don't you have a claim for being amongst the best in the division if you have a world title? Isn't that what make you amongst the best in the division if you have a world title? Ring Magazine is owned by Golden Boy. Then wait, didn't Turkey Al Sheik just buy Ring Magazine? Or was that something else? I swear he bought. I swear he just bought the Ring Magazine. Did he buy it or was that just a rumor? I remember reading something about that, but regardless, look, man, I feel like if you're a world champion, bro, you deserve to be at the top of your weight class. You know, getting a world title is not easy to do. You know, and the four champions that's currently at 140 right now is Tio, Rayo, Puello, Paro. You know what I'm saying? I guess you can include Devin Haney because he's a champion of recess at this point. But it's like, come on, dog. Rayo barely on the fucking top 10. Josh Taylor above Rayo. Josh Taylor been losing like crazy, bro. He shouldn't even be on the top 10 right now, if we being honest. Said no rumor Oscar wants to sell it to him. Oh, okay. But regardless, it's like, how the fuck is Jose Ramirez over Liam Paro right now? You know what I'm saying? Like this list right here, I feel like it's very inaccurate. Rankings. You know, I try not to criticize them too much because I feel like it's all subjective, it's all opinionated. But you know, I need some answers for this. Like, how I need to hear niggas' arguments. Like, I need to make these arguments. I would like to update this shit myself, man. I would like to change this list myself. Um, on some real shit. They need to hire a nigga like me who keep it 1,000. He just beat old man Barroso. Yeah, just by being him, I guess he's above Rayo Venezuela. I feel like that's so disrespectful, bro. Look, if somebody even commented at the bottom, they like El Rayo disrespect is wild. He should fight. He should be right above Matias just off of the merit of being a belt holder. So I know I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying that's exactly what I was thinking. Now Benson ain't make this list. This was an updated Ring Magazine super lightweight ranking. So Ring Magazine came up with this list. PYP said because Oscar wants to sign Lopez and Haney long term business move. Well, Oscar was just talking shit to Haney, so I don't know if that's the best way to go about trying to sign somebody long term. Uh, but I guess maybe there is some politics involved with. I mean, politics is everywhere in boxing, regardless of what you do. Like I've seen amateur fighters, you know, win the whole Olympic trials and still not get selected for the Olympic team. Bro, let me tell y'all something. There was a nigga that I knew. I ain't gonna say his name. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really talk to the nigga no more. I don't talk to the nigga at all, actually. But he won the Olympic trials, bro. Like, smoke that shit. Then he goes in there. You would think that he would get selected for the Olympic team because he won the Olympic trials, right? Wrong. They went and selected the man who he beat in the Olympic trials. So they had and before they even did that, they had him fight the dude again. He beat the dude again. You know what I mean? Thinking that the dude was going to turn it around or whatever the case may be, or actually get the win over. Bro, he beat the dude again. And they still selected the loser to go represent the U.S. in the Olympics. Bro, I don't know. I'm thinking like the Olympic trials is like, yo, whoever win the Olympic trials, you know what I mean? They represent Team USA. No, bro, they still have the power to remove, bro. You can win the whole Olympic trials and still not be selected on the team. Shit, crazy. PGH, big dog, salute, salute. Absolutely. What I'm trying to say is there's politics and everything in this boxing shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if, Oscar had a motive behind, placing certain people on the list and all that type shit. You feel what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, ain't Jose Ramirez a golden boy fighter right now? And, maybe that's why he's that high on the list. Like I remember, like I know Jose Ramirez was a former world champion and all that good shit, but it's like, come on, dog. He's over Liam Paro. He said, "List making me want to throw up." That's hilarious. But yeah, man, I just wanted to see that because I looked over this list and once I seen, because sometimes I forget Ryo's name is Jose. That's niggas that nicknames stick with them so well that you don't even know their name for real. Like that's the type time Ryo on and shit that I'll be forgetting that his name Jose. So when I seen it, I was like Jose. Then I seen the last name. I'm like, oh shit, Ryo. Y'all niggas put Ryo number 10, bro. And Josh Taylor began wash left and right. You know what I mean? His last few fights at 40, and he's over a legitimate world champion right now. Like Tio's a world champion, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if they want to put him there, and I think he has the Ring Magazine belt, so that's probably why they got him, above number one and shit like that. Hitchens finessed the spot on that list. I think Hitchens is, I think he should be ranked in the top 10 at 140. I think so, but for him to be over a full world champion right now, it's crazy. That's all I'm saying. The Ring Magazine belt, a legit belt. I mean, it depends on who you asking. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people who look at the IBO as a legit belt. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. I guess that's all subjective. But we know the four major titles is the WBO, the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF. You feel what I mean? That's what I take into consideration. I don't really give a fuck about no Ring Magazine belt, and there's a lot of history behind the Ring Magazine belts because a lot of legends and all-time greats, held that belt at one time. So they have its place in boxing, but I don't really value them like how I value the four major titles. You feel me? That's just me. If I was undisputed, the last belt that I'd be trying to show off is the Ring Magazine. But there's people who hold the Ring Magazine belt very highly. Like Tio, he really admires the Ring Magazine belt. You know what I mean? When you look at some of his pictures online, sometimes the only belt that he has strapped around him is the Ring Magazine title. It all depends on what these fighters, really care to represent. You know what I mean? Some of these fighters, they big on the like Floyd was big on the WBC title. I don't know. Everybody different, bro. It's because to get the Ring Magazine belt, you have to beat the number one at the time. So at the time that T.O. beat Josh Taylor was number one, I guess. I guess. He was stripped all his titles. There ain't nobody beat him for him, technically. So yeah, but he caught Josh Taylor lacking though. He caught Josh Taylor lacking. He beat Josh when he was at a low point. I don't know. That's just what I think, but that's what I wanted to share. You feel what I mean? I got like 5 more minutes on here, y'all. Y'all got any questions? Is there anything y'all guys want to discuss? What's on y'all mind? It could be boxing related. It could be non-boxing related. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to this bed ASAP because I know once my son wake up, he waking up earlier now, so I'll be having what I'm saying? My son's sleep in the other room, by the way, you feel me? But Yeah, he called Josh lacking. I don't think T.O. would have beat the Josh that beat Jose Ramirez. Y'all think Schofield gonna win? That little dude, that Jerome dude, he's dangerous, bro. That man got a nasty left hook. So, Schofield definitely gonna have to, be a little bit, not get too greedy and stand in the pocket too long. He might have to pull out some, some boxing moves. You feel what I'm saying? Come out with your, come out with your punches turning. Use your legs sometimes. If he get too close or whatever, tie him up. Make him reset. I would like to see Schofield box a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? But that dude is dangerous. I seen what he did to what the fuck was his name? This guy named King Carlos. What the fuck was his name? Jerome knocked him the fuck out, and that was on a PBC card. Carlos Balderas, yeah, I remember what he did to him, bro. Woo wee, that was ugly, man. Put that boy on the highlight reel, and that's when he was undefeated, Balderas ain't been the same since then, in my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? So I recognize that dude. Nobody knew who he was at the time. And since then, he's come off with some losses, you know what I mean? But he's bounced back and had some good wins as well. That dude that Schofield fighting, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I think he'll be able to pull it off. But you can't get too reckless in there because, that boy, like I said, he got a lot of steam in that lead hand. So he definitely got to be careful. You feel what I'm saying? He got to have his wits about him and, don't get too crazy in there. So you might get caught up in some shit. You know what they say, you play with fire, you get burnt. So proceed cautiously. Well, you watched the fight this Saturday. Why am I having why am I not remembering who's fighting this weekend? That's how tired I am, bro. Who's fighting this weekend? It's damn. Who fighting this weekend, y'all? My fault, man. Foster. Oh yeah, Kansei Sao and Oshaki Foster, the rematch. Absolutely, bro. I want to see my man Foster get that revenge, man. They did that boy dirty. You feel what I'm saying? And God willing, Foster comes out on top because if he does, bro, he needs to run, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You need to run from Top Rank, bro. They showed you who they really was. They try to do you dirty, bro. You know what I mean? Get that motherfucking title back. And I don't know how many fights you're gonna have left after this one, probably one or two more. But get the fuck out of the paint, my nigga. Bro, the comments on your Tank Gary Russell is wild. Whenever you speak of Tank like in a critical way or you just pose any bro, it was crazy. That video, I wasn't even coming at Tank. I didn't even say nothing disrespectful about Tank. All I was saying was it was just a simple question. I'm like, yo, Tank talk crazy to all these different niggas whenever they disrespect him. But every time Gary Russell disrespect him, he got nothing to say. Why? Here come all the insecure ass Tank fans. Oh man, Tank don't fight nobody, man. They don't say that. Of course, they don't say that. What they say is, oh, Garrett Russell, oh man, he's too small for Tank, man. Garrett Russell's a nobody. Why are you hating on Tank? Why are you hating on Tank, bro? I'm just asking a question. I'm only asking a question. You see how insecure these motherfuckers are, bro? Because they know that, I'm like asking the obvious questions. I'm addressing the elephant in the room. Like, yo, what's up with this? Why is energy different with Gary? Oh, man, look, Gary's an old man. He lost his last fight, man. Isn't he injured or something? Bro, that's not what the fuck I asked. You start talking about everything except what the fuck I just asked you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what's all this extra shit? Y'all niggas be acting like girls, bro. Y'all be acting like niggas disrespect your mom whenever they talk about Tank. Y'all niggas be in your feelings. Bro, there's no reason to reply to none of them, bro. They watching. Who cares? You watching me, I'm not watching you. Why I gotta defend myself every time you say some shit that go against my opinion? And what's crazy was I ain't even really have an opinion. The Tank of Maniacs, yeah, they be wilding, bro. But there's no reason for me to sit here and try to debate with niggas back and forth. I mean, if niggas want to do that, they could come through on the live, put themselves on the screen like I put myself in the screen and we could talk. You feel what I'm saying? But I ain't about to be in comment sections going back and forth. Sometimes, you know what I mean, when I got a little time, I'll cook a nigga in the comments or some shit like that dude who said, we're cut from a different cloth. Whole time he on his YouTube videos, you know what I mean, getting the semen out in between his teeth. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, I might address a little comment here and there, but for the most part, I don't really be worried about niggas, bro. I remember that shit used to bother me when I was young coming up. When I was like 18 and I started my YouTube channel, I remember when people used to come at me in the comments, how I used to feel like upset by it, bro. I was like, damn, bro, like I used to question myself, you know what I mean? Just being a young, you know, being a young kid that was, sensitive. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, raggedy ass claw effects. Niggas be tripping. He said, let Gary get a retirement check. You gotta tell Tank that, brother. You gotta tell Tank that. Gary Russell's a good fight for Tank, though. Well, it would have been a lot better a few years back when, Tank was at 130 and Gary was at 26, with a world title. But, I mean, he disrespecting you, bro. I was just asking why you ain't never respond to him. That's all. Everybody like, man, you're a Tank hater. Okay. The Black and Miles got me. Yeah, he wilding. Yeah, I was cooking for sure. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love to the channel, man. I'm gonna catch up on some rest. I am exhausted, but you know what I mean? I had to come through and show love for the people, man. Stay consistent and just keep working. You know what I mean? If y'all could hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. Everybody who likes and shares the videos, you know what I mean? That'd be I'm highly appreciative of those as well. You feel what I'm saying? Get you a membership with Mazuma TV, man. Let the people know that you a day one nation night. You know what I mean? Let the people know that you're a part of the mob. You feel what I'm saying? Get you a membership ASAP. You feel what I'm saying? You'll get shout outs, all that good shit, man. Eventually, once I, pile up these memberships and shit, man, I want to do a members only, comment section. You feel what I'm saying? But that'll come in due time. You know what I mean? That's just some future projects I want to work on. But, you know what I mean? Until then, this is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm out of here, man. Peace.